Welcome back to the vStudio. Right now we have Potter from ARRIS with us. So Duncan, what are some of the key trends you see taking place in the media industry?
So certainly within the operator infrastructure, we're seeing really two major things. The first one is the proliferation of IP, especially within the cable infrastructure, which is opening up a whole new set of applications and uses, as well as cost savings. And we're also seeing the use of new technologies to be able to extend digital transmission out in much further towards the node. So technologies like remote PHY, remote MAC-PHY, and all of those things are now starting to come into play, which is having a huge implications on the way that we think about next generation sort of 5G tech deployments as well.
And what are some of the solutions that ARRIS is bringing to us this year at Broadcast Asia?
So the main focus is really around this whole idea that operators are now starting to think about how they can reach much further down into the home. You know, in the past they've delivered as far as the gateway, maybe the set-top box, but now they're starting to think about how they can deliver much more sophisticated Wi-Fi infrastructure, and to do that you have to be able to manage it much more effectively. So we've been showing Home Assure, which is our solution for operator management. And then the other pieces that we have been showing are new set-top boxes using Android as an option. Obviously, that's something that's very topical at the moment. And we've also been discussing new developments in both the access network, like remote PHY, like remote MAC-PHY, and new developments in the head end as well, to really help consolidate and get around a lot of the issues of space and heat within the head end.
And how do you see virtual reality, VR, developing in the media industry?
So VR is going to be fascinating. The nice thing about VR is it's really not a sort of a fad or a fashion. It's actually a technology that has enormous implications. So we're not just seeing it in the media industry as well, which is great. When we saw 3D TV, for instance, we just saw it in the media industry. But now what we're starting to see is 3D being used in the healthcare industry as a possible alternative for drug therapies to treat things like depression and PTSD, to alleviate pain when somebody's suffering from both anxiety and pain itself. And you know, the real challenge there, and this is where ARRIS comes in, is dealing with not only the need for huge amounts of bandwidth, but also a much more manageable latency window, because obviously we've got to have a latency window down in the millisecond range. And then really the third piece that, you know, clearly we're going to have to work on, along with a lot of our partners in the industry, is the fact that is IP really the right kind of protocol for us to be actually using, because it's completely non-deterministic. And this is something where we absolutely need to be able to manage the end-to-end latency and how long it takes to transmit the information from one end to the other. So a lot of really interesting stuff that we're going to be seeing over the next couple of years.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Duncan. I hope ARRIS will have a great Broadcast Asia.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.